This is Good Morning Mumbai, and you're with Hrishi K. Radio 1. We're talking about what the average citizen faces when he goes out on a night out on town. Some call it the Dobleization of Mumbai city. It's not about one man, it's about the whole system. On the telephone line with me is Pradeep Shetty. He handles the legal wing of the HRAI, which is the Hotel and Restaurants Association of India. Hi Pradeep Shetty, how are you?
Yeah, very well, Hrishi.
What is the interpretation of the law on this Tamasha Act? You know, we are hearing various interpretations of it. Some people say 10 couples only on a dance floor. Some people say 10 couples in the entire premises, which is why some elements in the police department are going and fining if they see a 11th couple around. What is the interpretation of the law?
This is the Bombay Police Act. Under one section of the Bombay Police Act, it empowers the commissioner to frame such rules for controlling all places of entertainment, which could include even the cinema halls, discotheques, even circuses, and anything where a public entertainment is happening. Now, unfortunately, in the yesteryears when this rule was framed, there is a regulation of 10 couples on a dance floor. Now, that being so, practically, if you look at it today, it's not possible, because with 10 people on the dance floor, you can't even invite more people in, and it doesn't even look inviting for a clubber as such. But what appears here is that there is an intention, or there is rather an intolerance towards what is that. Otherwise, what has been going on for so long? Today somebody is going to come and say that the 11th couple is not welcome, so therefore I'm going to charge you. It really shows the policy of intolerance that is developing. Like, say, if you say maybe releasing on the street is illegal, right? But the Bombay Police Act, that is punishable. If a cop today has started punishing each and every person on the street, then they will have to provide so many restrooms all across. And across the country this happens. So, it's somewhere the practicalities have to be looked at, and the authority needs to have a more pragmatic view. What we are doing from the industry point of view as an association, we are petitioning the government. We will try to meet the heads and tell them that these are the laws which need to be reviewed, and we are very hopeful that as and when we are able to get through most of our memorandums through, we will have some rationalization of these laws.
In conversation with Pradeep Shetty, he heads the legal wing of the HRAI, which is the Hotel and Restaurants Association of India. Mr. Shetty, the next point is the one about drinking permits. What does the law say about any person who wants to consume alcohol in a pub/restaurant? What is he required to do? Sounds a little archaic again, to each time come in and buy a one-day drinking permit or a month or a permanent drinking permit. Please tell us about this.
If we really go back down into the history, then this would assume that we are today still in a state of prohibition. That is where the need for permits to drink arose in those years. Where most of the places here in India were under prohibition. But having regard to that, because law as it stands today, everybody needs to obey and follow. There is a permit required for any kind of consumption that you do in a public place. Now, for years together, it's not being followed. But one fine day, if implementer of the law, if he feels he wants to implement it, nobody can stop it. So you need a permit to drink. You can buy a permit for a year. You can buy a permit for a day. All this is there. But what has happened is, even in the past, the excise department, which controls the sale and regulation of all the liquor in the state, they have repeatedly issued notifications wherein they have said that this particular rule should not be implemented with the machinery reel. Unfortunately, time and again, some cop will come up and he'll want to implement this, which we, frankly speaking, we cannot oppose because it's a matter of law. And as a citizen, you need to obey. So again, this has been one of our pleas to the government for some time, and again we'll be petitioning and we'll be requesting that this particular thing should be reviewed, and it is going to be a major decision which I assume will take some time.
Pradeep Shetty, basically what you're saying is the implementation with missionary zeal the police department is undertaking is something that is independent of the law. The law itself is archaic, there's no doubt about that, but in the past people have said it's there, but let's overlook it. Particular elements of the police force are not willing to overlook it. In the case in Doble here, who constantly looks at small loopholes and nitty-gritties and picks on them. Now, one thing we want to know from you is, there has been a delegation to the Home Ministry, there has been a delegation from your side, from the association side, to make presentations?
Correct. We've been meeting, in fact, interacting very closely with state government on this. In fact, we've also formed a hospitality development board, promotion board called as the HDBP this year. In fact, it's been on since last year, where we've put various issues which are affecting tourism, along with all this license raj and relaxation of so many other rules, which are in a way impeding the growth of the industry.
That's right.
Per se, tourism, travel, restaurant, hotels and everything. So this is what has been put up. A comprehensive document has been made out, and we are appreciating that the government is looking at it, and we've been getting good response so far. But still, there is a mile to go, and we only hope that in the coming times there will be some review.
Mr. Pradeep Shetty, it's been fascinating talking to you. Thank you so much for speaking to 94.3 Radio 1.
You're welcome. Thank you.